Welcome, virtual friends. Happy mind, happy life. Meeting goals reminds me of the story of the lion and the mouse. The lion, this mighty king of the jungle, let a tiny mouse go free, never imagining that such a small creature could ever be of any help to him. But then, one day, the lion found himself trapped in a hunter's net. The mouse came back and with its tiny teeth gnawed through the ropes, freeing the lion. Now, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with you and your goals? Well, just like the lion didn't see the value in something small, we often overlook the small steps like setting deadlines that can help us achieve big results. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. How can something as simple as a small deadline, as small as a mouse, have such a massive impact on your life? Did you know that by simply adding a deadline to your goals, you increase your odds of reaching them by 42%? Yes, time-bound goals are not just a part of a list, they make things possible. Tell your brain there is a finish line and there are milestones and you'll feel more in control. It's like giving your brain a deadline-shaped nudge, and guess what? It works. Now, I know what you're thinking. Deadlines. Stressful, right? Wrong. Deadlines are actually your brain's best friend when it comes to managing stress and staying focused. Without them, tasks stretch out, filling up all the space in your brain, making everything feel never-ending. And who wants that kind of mental clutter? A deadline is key for your goals, tidying up your time and giving you a clear path forward. Think about it. You've been meaning to start working out or finally tackle that passion project. But without a time-bound goal, it's all too easy to push it off. I'll do it. Someday, yeah. Someday doesn't sound very motivating, does it? Time-bound goals say you've got till Friday, so let's go, and suddenly you're doing the thing. Magic. Let me break it down for you. When we're faced with big challenges or goals like building healthier habits or learning a new skill, our brains love to freak out. It's like trying to run a marathon without shoes. But the minute you set a time-bound small goals, it's like lacing up and saying, okay, I can handle this. You're breaking down that overwhelming giant task into bite-sized, manageable pieces. This is the beauty of small time-bound goals. They trick your brain into thinking, I've got this, even when everything else feels like chaos. It's like finding the eye of the storm in a sea of stress. Deadlines make you feel accomplished because you're making progress, and that progress builds resilience. Suddenly, the tough stuff doesn't feel so overwhelming because you're tackling it bit by bit, with each deadline giving you a little high five along the way. Now, let's get real for a second. When you've got no deadline, how easy is it to say, I'll get to it eventually? But guess what? You won't. But slap a time limit on that sucker, and suddenly you're laser focused, motivated, and dare I say it, excited to get started. It's like that last minute adrenaline rush you get before a big project is due. Except now you're using it to actually manage your life, not just avoid a panic attack. Let's talk about resilience for a second. You might think resilience is about powering through, come hell or high water. But guess what? Resilience is also about pacing yourself. Setting time-bound goals isn't about doing everything all at once. It's about taking consistent, steady action over time. You're giving yourself the space to grow, build healthy habits, and actually enjoy the process instead of feeling like you're sprinting through life. Because we're not here for the burnout, we're here for the long haul. And listen, the benefits aren't just mental. Time-bound goals keep you physically and emotionally grounded too. You're building healthy habits, whether it's going to bed earlier, eating better, or just carving out time for self-care. It's all about creating balance and structure in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming. You're not racing against time, you're using it to your advantage. Plus, when you set a time-bound goal, you get to track your progress, which is one of the best ways to stay motivated. And if you're looking for more tips on how to achieve your goals, check out our other videos. They're packed with strategies to help you succeed. And seeing progress, that's the best kind of motivation. It's like running a race and realizing you're already halfway to the finish line. It fuels your confidence, boosts your mental toughness, and reminds you that yes, you can do this one goal at a time, one deadline at a time. So let's wrap this up with a challenge. What's one thing you've been putting off? Could be anything big or small. Now set yourself a deadline, a real one. Write it down, drop it in the comments, and give us a thumbs up while you are at it. Put it on your phone, tell a friend, and watch what happens. I promise you, once you've got that time-bound goal in place, you'll see how much more focused, motivated, and dare I say, excited you become. In the end, time-bound goals aren't about rushing to the finish line. They're about creating a path one step at a time that keeps you grounded, resilient, and always moving forward. You've got this. Set the goal, set the time, and get it done. Have a fantastic day. And for even more tips and inspiration, don't forget to check out our other videos.